As we have previously reported, former Democrat Party Chair Debbie Blabbermouth Schultz had to hire herself some top-notch criminal attorneys after she actively threatened, on video, the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, with consequences for holding equipment that she says belongs to her in order to build a criminal case against a Pakistani. The staffer in question is Imran Awan and his cohorts, which are suspected of massive cybersecurity breaches which involved the funneling of sensitive congressional data offsite to who knows where, and even kidnapping of the stepmother of the ringleaders in order to keep her quiet of the scam they were all pulling. All of this was a group of foreign IT people who were hired and protected by Blabbermouth herself. Awan was arrested last week as he attempted to flee the US after wiring approximately $300,000 to his home country of Pakistan. His lawyer actually had the audacity to claim that the accusations of bank fraud are due to anti-Muslim bigotry brought on by President Donald Trump being elected president. Democratic Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz seemingly planned to pay cyberprobe suspect and IT aide Imran Awan even while he was living in Pakistan, if the FBI hadn't stopped him from leaving the U.S. Monday. Public statements and congressional payroll records suggest she also appears to have known that his wife, a fellow IT staffer, left the country for good months ago while she was also a criminal suspect. In all, 6 months of actions reveal a decision to continue paying a man who seemingly could not have been providing services to her, and who a mountain of evidence suggests was a liability. The man long had access to all of Wasserman Schultz's computer files, work emails, and personal emails, and he was recently accused by a relative in court documents of wiretapping and extortion. Records also raise questions about whether the Florida Democrat permitted Awan to continue to access computers after House-wide authorities banned him from the network February 2. Not only did she keep him on staff after the ban, but she also did not have any other IT person to perform necessary work that presumably would have arisen during a months-long period, according to payroll records. Wasserman Schultz employed Pakistani-born Awan and his wife Hina Alvi, and refused to fire either of them even after U.S. Capitol Police said in February 2017 that they were targets of the criminal investigation. She said police wouldn't show her evidence against the couple and, without it, she assumed they might be victims of anti-Muslim profiling. July 26, 2017, Washington, D.C., an IT aide who worked for Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the former Democratic National Committee chair, has been arrested on bank fraud charges while trying to board a plane to Pakistan at Dulles Airport in Virginia. Imran Awan had been accused of double-charging the House for information technology equipment earlier this year and was fired in March by House Democrats amid a criminal investigation. But he was still on the payroll for Wasserman Schultz as an advisor until yesterday's arrest on a separate fraud matter, The Hill reports. According to Associated Press, Awan has been charged with fraudulently claiming a home as his primary residence to obtain a bank loan from the Congressional Federal Credit Union, but he and his wife did not live in the home. Records also show that $283,000 was wired to 2 people in Pakistan, according to agents who testified that they followed Awan's wife, Hina Alvi, to the Dulles airport in March, where she boarded a flight to Pakistan and has not returned. The government contends the couple intended to flee the country, though both had booked return tickets months later. Awan's attorney has also claimed the prosecution is motivated by bias against Muslims. After his arrest, Wasserman Schultz's office announced that Awan has been fired. This is not the first ethical controversy in which Wasserman Schultz has been embroiled. The Florida Congresswoman drew criticism for co-authoring legislation that sought to delay implementation of consumer protection regulations authorized by the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act intended to regulate financial institutions. After WikiLeaks published Democrat National Committee emails which revealed that Democratic National Committee staffers working for Wasserman Schultz had actively worked to boost Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders during the Democratic primary, a violation of party rules, Wasserman Schultz was pushed to resign. She initially refused, until asked by President Barack Obama to step down, The Washington Post reported at the time. She ultimately resigned, but only after the nominating convention was completed. She then joined the Clinton campaign. Her fired aide, Awan, has pled not guilty to the fraud charges in U.S. District Court. He has been released under a surveillance program and prohibited from traveling farther than 50 miles from his home. His attorney has indicated that a preliminary hearing is set for August 21. But now things have gotten even more tangled. It's now being reported that once the group had fled back to their home country of Pakistan, Wasserman Schultz, aka Jar Jar Binks, was actually planning to pay them a salary once they got there. This smells of blackmail. Since these IT people are not actively working for anyone anymore, the only valid reason the former chair of the Democrat Party would ever continue to pay these people is if they have something on her, or the Democrat Party itself. I am sure that whatever it is that Blabbermouth is paying to hide will be exposed. After all, you can only evade justice for so long, unless you are a Clinton, that is.